All right, so we're going to do a deep dive into all this AI agent stuff. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah. Feels like it's everywhere you look, right?
Exactly, and I'm sure you got a stack of articles and reports piling up. So what we want to do is try and help sort through all that and figure out, you know, what's real, what's hype, and what's actually happening on the ground. We're focusing on the langchain State of AI Agents report for this deep dive.
Okay, cool.
And this was a pretty big survey. They talked to over 1,300 professionals. So we're getting insights straight from the people, actually working with this technology.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, you always want to hear it straight from the source, right?
Exactly. So, we're going to try to answer some big questions today, like, are companies really using AI agents, or is it all just, talk? If they are using them, what are they using them for? And, is it as cool as it sounds? What are the biggest roadblocks that they're running into? And we'll also, talk about some success stories, because there are actually some pretty amazing things happening already.
Yeah, I'm excited to dig into those.
Yeah, me too. So let's just jump right in. The first thing we should probably do is define what we're even talking about when we say AI agent, because it can be kind of a fuzzy term.
Yeah, for sure.
The langchain report defines it as a system that uses an LLM to make decisions about how to run an application. So basically, it's like giving an AI the keys to the car and letting it decide where to drive.
Well, hopefully we're putting some guardrails in place before we hand over the keys, right?
No, absolutely. We'll get to that. But first, let's just, address the elephant in the room. Are companies actually using these things, or is it all hype?
Right.
So the report actually kind of debunks that myth that everyone's already using AI agents.
Uh-huh.
Only about 51% of companies surveyed are actually using them in production right now.
Okay, so not quite everyone then.
Yeah, not quite. But here's the interesting part. 78% of companies said they have plans to implement agents in the near future.
Wow, so it's definitely coming.
Yeah, it's coming in fast. And what's even more interesting is who those early adopters are. It's not necessarily the big tech giants that you might expect. Mid-sized companies, those with 100 to 2,000 employees, are actually leading the charge.
That's kind of surprising. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, it is a little unexpected. Well, the report suggests that it's because mid-sized companies are in this kind of sweet spot. They're big enough to have complex processes that can benefit from automation, but they're also agile enough to quickly adopt new technologies.
Right, they're not bogged down by legacy systems as much.
Exactly, they can move faster. So for those companies that are already using AI agents, what are they actually using them for?
Okay, so the top 3 use cases are research and summarization, personal productivity, and customer service.
Okay, let's break those down a bit. Research and summarization, that's a big one, right?
Yeah, almost 60% of respondents said they're using agents for that.
I mean, imagine being able to just, feed an AI agent a mountain of data and have it spit out the key insights in like seconds.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
I know, right? I'd be out of a job, probably.
Uh-huh. Well, maybe not.
Okay, so what about personal productivity? How are agents being used for that?
So think about all the things that, eat up our time every day. Scheduling meetings, managing email, organizing tasks, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
AI agents can potentially automate a lot of that so we can focus on more creative and strategic work.
That sounds amazing. Sign me up.
And then the third one, customer service. We're already seeing AI chatbots being used for this.
Right.
But AI agents can take it to another level. They can handle more complex inquiries, resolve issues more efficiently, and provide much faster response times.
So win-win for both companies and customers.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so it sounds like there are some real tangible benefits here, but I have to ask about the risks. I mean, giving an AI the ability to make decisions and take actions sounds kind of scary.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what if it goes rogue?
Exactly. What about these agents making bad decisions or, even doing something malicious?
Well, that's something the report addresses head on. Companies are putting controls and guardrails in place to try and mitigate those risks.
Okay, that's good to hear. So it's not just like, letting these agents run wild.
Yeah, definitely not.
Can you give us some specific examples of what those controls look like?
Sure. So one example is tracing, which allows companies to track every step an AI agent takes.
So it's like a breadcrumb trail.
Yeah, exactly. It shows you what data it accessed, what decisions it made, what actions it took. That kind of transparency is crucial for understanding how these agents are operating.
Yeah, and for spotting any potential problems early on.
Right. And then there are guardrails, which are basically limits on what the agent can do.
Okay, like what kind of limits?
It could be anything from restricting access to certain data to requiring human approval for certain actions.
So they're putting these agents on a leash, so to speak.
In a way, yes.
Okay.
The report shows that companies are being very cautious.
Especially when it comes to sensitive data.
Yeah, they're not just giving these agents free rein.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So if companies are taking these precautions, what are the biggest challenges they're facing when it comes to actually implementing these agents?
Well, this is where the report reveals a bit of a surprise.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
The number one concern by far is performance quality.
Really? More than cost or safety?
Yeah, it's not about the money or even about the risk of these agents going rogue. It's about the fact that they can be a bit unpredictable.
I see. Why is that?
Well, remember, these agents are powered by LLMs, which are still under development. They can be incredibly powerful, but they can also make mistakes.
Right, they hallucinate sometimes.
Exactly. And that's a big problem for companies that need consistent, reliable performance from their AI agents.
Especially if they're relying on them for critical tasks.
Exactly. Until the performance quality improves, it's going to be a major roadblock for wider adoption.
So it sounds like we're still in the early days. Lots of potential, but also lots of kinks to work out.
Definitely. It's a rapidly evolving landscape.
All right, well, that's a good overview of where things stand with AI agents in 2024. We've talked about the definition, the adoption rates, the use cases, the risks, the controls, and the biggest challenges. But now I want to get to the fun stuff, the success stories, because there are some really cool things happening out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There are some companies that are really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI agents. And it's those success stories that really give us a glimpse into, the potential of this technology.
Yeah, let's hear about those. I need some inspiration after that performance quality reality check.
Okay, so one that really stands out is Cursor.
Cursor.
Yeah, it's an AI-powered code editor. So imagine having like a coding partner who not only understands your code, but can actually anticipate what you're trying to build, suggest relevant code snippets, and even like help you debug errors in real time.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
It's a total game changer for developer productivity.
Yeah, no more spending hours on Stack Overflow.
Exactly. And then there's Perplexity.
Perplexity.
Yeah, it's built as like an AI answer engine.
An AI answer engine.
Yeah, so instead of just giving you like a list of links like Google does, Perplexity actually analyzes information from all over the web and synthesizes it into like really detailed answers to your questions.
So it's like having a research assistant who can actually understand and interpret information.
Exactly. And it even cites its sources so you can see where it's getting its info from.
That's really cool. Okay, so Cursor for developers, Perplexity for research. What else?
Okay, so another one that's really interesting is Replit.
Replit.
Yeah, so Replit is using AI agents to basically revolutionize software development.
Okay, how so?
So they built this platform where developers can actually build and deploy entire applications, like in minutes.
In minutes.
Yeah, using AI agents to automate a lot of the setup and configuration tasks.
Wow, so it's like having an AI-powered team of developers working behind the scenes.
Yeah, basically, it frees up the human developers to focus on the creative and strategic parts of building software.
That's pretty incredible. Okay, so we've got Cursor, Perplexity, Replit. These are some pretty impressive examples.
Yeah, and these are just a few of the ones highlighted in the report. There are tons of other companies out there doing really cool things with AI agents.
Yeah, I bet it's moving so fast. So what does the report say about where this technology is headed?
Well, one of the big trends is the development of even more powerful AI models.
Like even more powerful than the ones we have now.
Yeah, these next generation LLMs, they're going to be even more capable. So they'll be able to handle even more complex tasks and operate with more autonomy.
Okay, so we're talking about even smarter, more capable AI agents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And along with those advancements in AI models, there's also a big push towards open source AI agents.
Open source.
Right.
What does that mean in the context of AI agents?
So it means that the code and data behind these agents are made publicly available, so anyone can contribute to their development and improvement.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it fosters a much more collaborative environment where developers and researchers can all work together to, accelerate innovation.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's also about how it's developed and who has access to it.
Exactly. And that brings us to another really important theme, the idea of human-like reasoning in AI agents.
Okay, now that's something I want to dig into. What does human-like reasoning even mean when we're talking about AI?
So it means that AI agents might soon be able to think and reason in ways that are more similar to humans, like being able to understand complex concepts, make judgments based on incomplete information, learn from their experiences, even adapt to new situations.
That's both exciting and a little bit scary. What does that mean for the future of work? I mean, if AI can reason like humans, will we even need humans anymore?